Sunday morning to you. Let's talk golf on the Hozel Rocket right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. We had a little bit of a storm this morning out here at the Las Colinas Sports Club, but the 2017 AT&T Byron Nelson will kick off virtually without a hitch. Tee time's backed up to 10 a.m., which will put the end time for the winner at the 18th to be around 5 p.m. today. Perfect for everyone. Please come out. The golf tournament has been a raging, roaring success. The golf tournament, the golf course in perfect condition. Scores are low. The leaderboard has just wonderful names across. James Hahn, Billy Horschel, Jason Day fires 63 and gets into it. Jason Kokrak, who shot 62 on Saturday, shoots 72 yesterday, right in the middle of it. Tringali, Sergio Garcia, 64 yesterday. Duffner, 65. All the people that you would like to see saved, local hero Jordan Spieth, that doesn't always go perfectly, have crept up this leaderboard. Scores yesterday were phenomenal, and I expect scoring to be good again today. A little bit of rain's only going to help these guys throw a few more darts at the flags. And we are here with a famous and wonderful cast. Joel Edwards played 16 years on the PGA Tour, winner in Canada, and a big-time player and teacher in this area, and the star of this show. Good morning, friend.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
If you were in the middle of this today, would you be excited, and would you be thinking, I need to go low?
You're asking me?
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah, I'd be excited. First cut I ever made at the mill. Yeah, I would be.
Would you be thinking you got to go low?
You're going to have to go low.
I mean, if you're in the hotel room right now, a little bit of rain only helped, right?
It's going to soften it up, and I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of rain. So it doesn't matter on this course. It could be snowing, and somebody's going to shoot 62.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean,
that's because
really
you guys
matter.
are that good. That's why. Because if you've ever played this golf course as a hack like the rest of us, it ain't easy. Please welcome in our friend Steve Winningham, American serviceman, special operations, retired, disabled, and just a damn American hero. Winnie, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
Outstanding.
And you brought with you someone very important, Tim Costello. Tim, good morning to you. Very happy to have you here, the tournament chairman of this great Byron Nelson AT&T Championship for 2017. Good morning.
Brady, good morning. Thanks for
Oh, so good to have you guys here. We see all the red pants walking around. I've gotten to know so many of your guys through the years and the opportunities you've given me to play in media days and stuff like that. You guys have become a well-known, famous group, but for a reason, because of all the hard work that you guys do and all the money that you've raised. Give us some updates on what's happening with the Salesmanship Club.
Well, first of all, Brady, you may not get invited back to the media event if you're playing the way you're playing. We'll talk about that later.
I didn't win this year. I was second.
Look, we really appreciate you having us on the show. The Salesmanship Club, through the Byron Nelson, serves our community and the kids and families through the Momentous Institute. We're a 97-year-old service organization, and all the work we do here with volunteers helps us to raise money. This year we'll surpass $150 million in net contributions to the Momentous Institute, which is by far the largest fundraiser on tour. We've done great things with that. Money's great. We've served 100,000 kids and families.
Yeah, and the numbers that I heard the other day when we were at our media event, a high 90 percentile of these kids now are graduating from high school. Upper 80s are going on to college. This thing has evolved and done, probably surpassed what you guys had hoped it would do as far as how it would affect our kids.
Yeah, we started a camp on Bottom Lake in 1920, and if you really do the math and take all the kids we've served, and now we share what we've learned over 97 years with other professionals throughout the country and the world. We have an annual conference, we have teaching programs, Fort Worth Independent School District, Plano Independent School District. We're touching, well over 200,000. So pretty incredible the work we've done. When you have, this kind of organization where you don't write a check and go to fancy, put on a tux and go to a fancy ball, but you actually get out here and work. The men in the organization spend 10 to 15 hours a week throughout the 12 months to get ready for this tournament.
And these are businessmen, right? These are guys with 5 kids at home, wives, families, businesses to run, who are taking 15 to 20 hours every week out of their time to do this.
That's correct.
It's amazing stuff. Steve, you also noticed that there is therapy and all kinds of stuff behind this. I always talk about the education of the kids. What else did you notice about the Momentous Group?
Well, I think one of the most amazing things is we've been trying to highlight charities here in Dallas is we're looking at what you guys do as far as a mission, which a lot of people don't know. If you could elaborate into the therapeutic. And then also the second question would be is how right now that somebody's out there struggling, how do they recommend a family or child, or how do they sign up, or who do they contact?
Yeah, great question. Well, we have 3 big programs right now. We have a school in South Oak Cliff that takes care of about 250 kids. All, maybe 99% are below the poverty line. Probably have some issues at home. They get referred to us. They apply to get in that school. You know, they don't pay to go to school there. It's a private school, but it's not. And with that, we started K that goes through 5th grade. And as Brady said, we have, if you look at the state of Texas, so those kids leave us in 5th grade, 6th grade, go on to somewhere else in the school district. We track them, keep up with them. State of Texas, 87% of kids graduate from high school. Our kids, it's 98.5%. 57% of the kids in the state of Texas go on to higher education. Our kids, 88%. So pretty incredible.
Nothing more important than that
Yeah.
either, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We can do so many other good things. We can help cure cancer, which we need to do, et cetera, but as you look around and as a father of 5, educating kids, keeping them in school, keeping them on point is paramount, tantamount to everything that we are trying to do as a society, as a city, and the work that you guys are doing, I can't talk enough about it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Our second program is we have a family therapy center on Harry Hines Boulevard that sees about 6,000 to 7,000 people a year. Again, distraught, psychological issues, abuse issues that need to be taken care of, and we help them, teach them how to do that. And those 2 things together, the school and our family therapy center, we combine that to share that with other people. I'll give you a simple analogy. We're real focused on social and emotional health. Okay? You know, when I was a kid in grade school, you go to the principal's office, and you maybe even got paddled when you got there.
Joe,
Well, that doesn't really work.
Been there, done that.
We try to teach the kids when they're, you know, we know from our research, if we get them at 3 years old, and we can teach them how to, we say, settle their glitter. So think about the old snow thing at Christmas, and all the snow would be around. We have a glitter ball. And explain to the kids, here's how your brain works.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to calm down. You got to get under control, because you can't learn if you're not under control. And you think that sounds really silly and simple. It's pretty amazing with the facts. The proof is the numbers, actually.
Yeah.
So you put that all together, Brady. That's what we do. That's how we do it. To get in touch with us, you can go to our website. Most of our referrals come from school counselors, administrators, social services, churches, you know, synagogues. So they all know about us. If you walk around in town and talk about the Salesmanship Club, they know what it is.
Outstanding. I know one of the biggest facing problems or issue with veterans is when they come back, the whole family orientation, doing therapy together or just connecting that cohesive unit. So when I looked at your guys' stuff, that was one of the first things that stood out was how much of the funds that you guys are actually allocating towards family therapy. Do you guys have a lot of veterans that come in?
Let me reset before you answer that. Listening and talking to Tim Costello, the tournament chairman, out here for the AT&T Byron Nelson. We were talking about the Momentous Institute and all the good that the Salesmanship Club does. When you come out here today and see the people who are wearing the red pants, they represent this group. Tim, go ahead, please.
Well, I don't know the numbers, Ronnie,
Yeah.
but I know just anecdotally that yes, some of the issues that come up are because we have, you know, veterans that come back that have served our country. We've been very blessed to do that. They have issues sometimes you got to deal with. Well, that trickles down through their family and we see that. So you could fill in that blank on a lot of things. People have, you know, things in their lives that impact them just like I do, and you know, we try to help with that.
Outstanding.
Tim, thank you very much for today and for everything that you guys have done. 35 years at this location has been amazing. I know the move to the new course next year will be wonderful, scary, all of the above. But we will be there with you and for you, and we just can't say enough good things about you guys and how you treat us and what you're doing for kids and so many people across this great state.
Brady, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Great
much.
to see you.
Awesome.
Great to see you.
Thank you, guys. This is Tim Costello, Tournament Chairman. It is the Nelson Week. It's the AT&T Byron Nelson 2017. Joel Edwards, American servicemen, Steve Winningham, and Tim Costello with us here in the second segment. When we come back, we will talk about this unbelievable leaderboard, this golf course that is perfect, set up for you to come out. You need to come out here today, watch a great golf tournament. It is going to be a wonderful ending and a wonderful Sunday. The next segment will include comedian Henry Cho. In Joel's Story Time with Uncle Joel, we will hear about Joel and the Byron Nelson. We'll talk a little bit about next week's Colonial as well. And Henry Cho, comedian, will be with us. He knows Joel very well, so that in itself should lend to plenty of laughs. And then the final segment will be From Crappy to Happy. Do our very best to make golf easier and more fun for you. That's all in the third segment, and I'm efforting to get some tickets to give away to you listeners as well. As soon as I get those, I will let you know. Don't have them in hand yet. If you want to call in and be a part of this, 855-787-1033 right here on the Hozel Rocket when we return on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. And thank you, Coop. Jeffrey Cooperstein back at the mothership at ESPN. Andrew on hand here at the AT&T Byron Nelson, the 2017 version. 35 years at this location. Las Colinas Sports Club is one of my favorite places to go and to be. I was lucky enough to win a little putting contest the other day, so I got another night coming here. Brought my own putter. It looked like a schmuck until I made it, then it was okay. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Hozel Rocket right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. Tim Costello, tournament chairman, just joined us. Coming up a little bit later in the show, comedian Henry Cho. Joel Edwards played 16 years on the PGA Tour and is the guy who is the expert as far as golf and what these guys actually are trying to do. The rest of us don't know how to do what these guys know how to do. I play with Joel about once a week, and every once in a while he hits a bad shot, and oddly enough, I'm kind of happy just because I'm always rooting for you. No, I'm always rooting for you, but it gets to be somewhat disconcerting that you never do anything wrong on the golf course. So when you hit a bad shot, I'm like, there you go. He's human. I bet if I chopped him a little bit, he would bleed. Maybe not. Steve Winningham here, American serviceman, one of our very good friends and retired disabled veteran. Thank you for all that you have done. Welcome, Stevie, back to the show. We have a lot to do. This is our normal story time with Uncle Joel segment. Henry Cho was going to call in here. He's going to call in now in segment 3. We will take him whenever we can get him because he's just flat money. About a 5 handicap, so he gets the golf thing as well. So it's the Byron Nelson, the AT&T Byron Nelson, the last time here at this course. Conditions seem to be perfect today. The scores yesterday were amazing. It's going to take, somebody's going to shoot a good number. Somebody's going to shoot a good number. You have any, we don't do this very often in this show. Who tell anybody who's going to win because you don't really know. But you like anybody at the top? Is there anybody that you were watching yesterday that said that guy's got the right look?
No, I mean, I know Jason's swinging better. That I've noticed.
Jason Day? Yeah.
I just think he looks really, really good. I just do. It's not a stretch. I mean,
no. Yeah, he's 2 back as we start. He shot 63 yesterday. Kokrak 62-72. And I asked you about that. You know, when you go really low like 62, does it mess with you at all when you come back the next day thinking, well, there's no way I'm shooting 62 again? Does that get in your head, or do you guys just reboot and go do it?
I think you just try hard. Just do your best. I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to. The chances are pretty small. They have before. Usually when they do go back to back, you're going to win. So, you know, it doesn't happen very often.
Defending champ Sergio Garcia shoots 64 yesterday. He is 4 back and
He's
certainly
good.
Right in the middle of the mix. Jason Duffner, 65, ball striker. Bud Colley, 68. Steve Brown, friend of yours? Scott Brown, excuse me. Friend of yours and
yes,
guy that you like his game, 65 yesterday. He's in the middle of it, -7.
Yeah.
Piercy, they are good players.
Anybody out here is pretty good.
Local favorite, everybody's favorite, Matt Kuchar, 67 at -6. Louis Oosthuizen at -6. There are a bunch of good players on the leaderboard, and a little bit of rain last night is only going to make it easy, not the right word, but more conducive to scoring.
Yes.
Your history here, Joel,
got a lot of it.
is not fantastic.
Well, I have played one. I have played one Saturday.
Well, that's good. You made a weekend.
I did. I made a weekend in all my career here. I played 16 Byron Nelsons, and I did actually get to play a weekend here. Now, it was a rain delay.
By definition, did you make a cut, Joel?
No, I didn't. But I got to play on a Saturday because there was a rain delay on Friday and I didn't get to finish. I only had like 3 holes left, but I was going to play on a Saturday at the Nelson.
Yeah.
So,
in my mind, that counts.
So, I did play on the weekend here. So,
how'd you do on those last 7 holes?
Probably the same as I did the other 31
Yeah.
probably. But, you know, it just wasn't my place. So I think, you know, I don't know.
I figured out the problem too. Joel apparently played 38 holes before he missed the cut that year.
I wish they would have. Actually, I played with 2
finally,
players
they sent a card out, and Tim Costello and company said, Mr. Edwards,
we prefer you not to be
let's go have some coffee. We got some ice cream, and the Red Pants will escort you off the property.
They had no problem. They had no problem.
Steve,
if I ever asked for an exemption back then, they'd just answer me and go, why? You know, why would you want one?
You know, a lot of people through the years suffered with or struggled with this course. What is it that makes it this course? I mean, to the eye, this course is not one of those where you stand on the tee and you say, oh yeah, it's a little tuck like left, it sets up like this. It's a little tricky that way.
I'm telling you right now. If I played good here, it'd be my favorite golf course on the tour. But I haven't, so I just don't particularly care for it. I mean, how many much more honest can I be?
No.
Every player's going to say that. You know, I mean, I used to hate New Orleans, and then I had the course record for 10 years, and I loved the place. You know, for crying out loud.
Is it true there are horses for courses, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, were there particular courses you went to where you knew that you would do well, or you were more comfortable?
There was a few there where I generally played.
I mean, you did well at Colonial.
I did well at Colonial. It looked better to me. I don't know why, but it did.
Yeah.
And you know, this is 3 blocks from where I live, so in Colonial it was 45 minutes.
And you know, if you're a golfer at all, I mean, when Joel says looked better, it's not prettier. Yeah, just to your eye, to your comfort level when you stand on the tee, having to pull the trigger, right? Hit the pellet somewhere out there where you can find it again and try and make a birdie.
I don't know what it was. Like this.
Steve, you like this golf course?
I do. It's different. It's different. You know, it's for somebody that kind of, you know, is a little more wild. It's forgiving. You know, at least when the rough's not like it is today.
Yeah.
And the greens are not like it is today. So, you know.
Greens are all, you know, what I like when I come here, it's just always perfect.
It's beautiful.
As a golfer, you're like, there will be no excuses. When I screw this up, it's going to be all on me because the lies are going to be perfect, the tees are perfect, the fairways are firm and beautiful, the greens roll, whatever, 11.8. And all you got to do is just read them right, hit the right speed, and the ball will go in.
As Granddaddy said, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian.
That's exactly right. We do have tickets. Thank you very much to everybody. Tim Costello, I think, helped us with this, and Steve as well. How many do we have?
12 there.
We have 12 tickets. Okay, and I know we have listeners who would like to come out here. It's going to be a fantastic day. 855-787-1033. No more than 2 per person. Okay, so I'd like to give away tickets to at least 6 people. Okay, that's the way we're going to do it. We have 12 tickets. 855-787-1033. Give your name, phone number to Jeffrey Cooperstein back at the house. He will pass them to me, and I will leave these at will call with your name on. I probably will not say everybody's name. So get in. Once the dozen are gone, Jeff will let me know, and we will cut off phone calls. But we'd like to have at least a dozen of you out here. On behalf of the Hozel Rocket, and we sure appreciate you listening to us every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on ESPN Radio. Sit next to Joel Edwards and our American serviceman Steve Winningham. I had a great conversation with Tim Costello. What the Red Pants do and what the Momentous Institute has done is what we're supposed to get up every day and do, and that is help each other and help people, Steve.
Absolutely, absolutely. The crazy thing about it is when you talk to the Red Pants, the actual golf that we get secondary.
It always is.
The whole reason for all of it is the amazing stuff that it allows them to do in the community and just totally change lives, which is unbelievable.
That's great.
And the players are proud of this, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you guys, listen, the PGA Tour, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the PGA Tour probably raises more money specifically for kids than the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL. I may be talking out of my pie hole, which I do on some occasions, but I know how hard this
combined.
Yes.
Combined. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
All of them combined is not even close to what the tour does.
It's amazing stuff. And how aware are you guys as players, not necessarily how much money, but what's going on
Very
from tournament to tournament? Are you?
Very aware.
Okay.
They know this is the #1 charity event.
Is it a reason that some of them come? Is it a final final deciding factor in
I would think so.
travel, wives, kids? I got all these tournaments to play, but I'm going to
Well, you also
Dallas
have 2 weeks
because
here too.
yes.
You also have 2 weeks here too.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of guys do that.
Most people who come here for Dallas stay for Fort Worth as well.
Probably. I would think so. They're 45-minute drive, still getting on plane and going.
Well, we live in pretty wonderful cities too, no doubt about that. All right, tell us some more stories about Mr. Nelson.
Well, Byron Nelson. Byron Nelson was one of those guys that always, of course, he had somebody prompting him, but whenever I'm teasing, obviously.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
He would always know. Yeah, he would see me and go, "Hey, Joel, how's your family?" Know my wife's name, my son's name. He was just the neatest guy. And, this guy's older, and he always shake your hand and ask you how you were doing. Come down, sit down by your locker, and talk to you and tell you, "Hey, you've been playing." And how does he remember all that? And he knew exactly. So he was just a wonderful person to be around. Everybody here can tell you that. He used to show up at TPC about a month before the tournament, and he'd be there on the 9th green in his little a little chair and shake everybody's hand, say, I look forward to seeing you in Dallas. Who's going to say no to that?
Recruiting for his tournament. Yeah. Can you
Who's gonna
imagine?
say no
Can
to
you
that?
imagine that? A guy that won 11 tournaments in a row and one of the 5 best players to ever play in the history of our game.
And he's looking.
And he's out recruiting people to come to his
shows you how he
tournament
is.
because he wants the Momentous Institute, Red Pants, and all these guys to do
And
well.
the Red Pants have continued that thing. They still go to tournaments early and show up and talk to people, talk to players, and want them to come here. Every tournament does that. At Byron Nelson, you can see the Red Pants, at the tournaments everywhere. They even do it in Phoenix, which is kind of funny because it's kind of, that's the Thunderbirds place. And it's just neat how they're everywhere. But Mr. Nelson was just one of those people. I got a personal letter from him when I won on tour. He was just one of those guys that just wrote. I mean, it was handwritten. I mean, it's weird. I mean, you get those things that they don't come very often. Tiger's got 80 of them, but I mean, I got one of them, and so I think it's cool.
I tell
He's
you,
a neat guy. Really cool.
I called here some years ago when I was doing DFW Sports Beat and said, hey, any chance that I could sit down, do a one-on-one with Mr. Nelson in 2 years and a 4-year period? They said yes. He would be out back in one of the trailers out here, and they actually had his own room. And in his room where he hung out was a television, and he had a rocking chair, very cool old rocking chair, and that's where I found him. I brought my camera out, set my camera up on a static shot. I'd sit right next to him. And the first year I talked to him about 10 or 11 minutes, and I didn't want to push my luck. 2 years later I came back, and 45 minutes later he and I were still talking. And a lady came in and said, you can't, this is too long. And he looked at her and said, too long for what? We're just talking golf. And he was recounting shots and days and people's names. And as an average athlete who always wanted to be a great athlete, I just couldn't get past the fact that you won 11 tournaments in a row. You're at the top of your game. And you retired from the PGA Tour at 30-something. And he said, Brady, it wasn't that much money. It wasn't, these guys, there's so much money. These guys are changing their lives and everyone's lives around them now. He's like, in my day, there wasn't that much money. So it was fun, but all I really wanted to do was spend my life on my ranch. We wanted to make enough money to buy the ranch. He's like, I liked whittling, I liked taking care of the ranch, I liked hanging out with my wife, and that's what I really wanted to do. And when I had that money, then I moved on to the next thing in my life, and it sounded like it was so easy for him. And as great athletes like you guys are, how easy would it have been for you to walk away? Like after, in the middle of your career, in your 5, 6, and 7, when you were really doing great, if somebody would have just said, you just need to spend more time at home in Dallas, it would have been hard for you to walk away, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would have. I think if you have that set in your head, well, I mean, it's a strange. I can't even imagine that. I'm 55 and I'm debating whether to retire or not.
Don't.
I should have.
Don't.
Years ago.
No, you're going to qualify for the Senior U.S. Open here in a couple of weeks. You are.
Well, and I'm sure of that. But
Me too. You sure, Steve?
Absolutely.
Me too.
So anyway, how much time we got?
We got 3 minutes.
Okay, well I can tell you a quick story.
Okay, go ahead.
This
is, by the way, Story Time with Uncle Joe right here on the Hozel Rocket. It is
Anyway,
on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial. Go, Joe.
Yeah, this is about Byron Nelson, my coach at North Texas. Back then, Byron would always welcome some North Texas players out to his ranch and whatever. So, how much? 2 minutes? Oh, hey, how you doing? And, I thought you were waiting, wanting an autograph or something. I don't know. The first one I signed today. And so anyway, so my coach sends these 2 players out to Byron's house, and he gets there, and his wife meets him at the door, and he says, "Hey boys, Byron's out there by the fence there. He's looking for you guys. These guys come walking out there with their clubs and their cleats, they're gonna hit balls with Byron Nelson." He goes out there, and there's 2 buckets of paint and 2 paintbrushes, and he's sitting there on a thing looking at his fence, and he's painting this fence with one of them, and he starts talking, and he says, "Boys, what do y'all, nice to meet you, whatever we do, we're going to talk golf." Is that what we're going to do? And he goes, "Well, where are we going to hit?" And he says, "No, we're going to talk golf, guys. We're going to paint this entire fence around this whole thing, however long it takes us." And sure enough, so for 2 days, those kids went back and they painted this whole fence, whatever he wanted. He talked golf the whole time with these kids, fed them lunch, soda pop, whatever they wanted. And he worked the whole time, and they painted this entire fence for a whole week.
Nice. Nice.
So Byron got his fence done and told stories and talked to these kids, and they ended up, I guess they won some conference championship the next week.
Nice.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Pretty cool.
Want to let you know
No one knows that story.
today's show, they do now, because they just heard it on Story Time with Uncle Joel. Today's show is fueled by Lucid Audio. Never miss or lose control of what's going on, in, or around your environment. See, I would have never written it like that because I can't read it. But using Lucid Audio family of Bluetooth headphones, their new patent technology is simply amazing and allows you to control how much you hear the environment around you while enjoying your favorite Bluetooth device. Go to Lucid, Lucid, audio.com. Use promo code Hozel17, that's us. Receive a 10% discount, compliments of your friends at the Hozel Rocket. When we come back, efforting to find our friend and comedian Henry Cho, from crappy to happy, Joel's tips on how to make you have more fun playing golf. Okay, it's a radio show, so there aren't going to be many pictures, but Joel will improve your golf game because he is, as we know, the golf whisperer. That's what he is, and that's why he has his own show. It's called the Hozel Rocket. It's right here on ESPN Radio 103.3 on your FM dial.
I do.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hozel Rocket. Thank you for listening every Sunday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. Brady Tinker caddying for 16-year PGA Tour veteran Joel Edwards, talking golf and some loose definitions of what that may mean, stories to be told. We are at Mr. Nelson's house here at the AT&T Byron Nelson for 2017. Las Colinas Sports Club, the final year here, 35 years here. The Salesmanship Club has raised $150 million. By the way, ESPN's live coverage of the AT&T Byron Nelson Championship brought to you by Tito's Handmade Vodka right here on 103.3 on the FM dial. Today's show, by the way, is powered by Lucid Audio and their amazing Bluetooth headphones. Their new patent technology allows you to listen to your favorite Bluetooth device without missing what's going on around you. So enjoy the outdoors. Run, walk, ride, ride a bike, play golf. Never miss what's happening around you, like a 4 call, which will happen if you play with our leader, Kirk Word. On occasion, 4 will be heard, and maybe in a panic voice, and you'll need to be able to hear that. And with the Lucid technology, you'll be able to hear it. That's all I'm saying. Go to lucidaudio.com, promo code Hozel17, and get a 10% discount courtesy of those of us here at the Hozel Rocket. Waiting on comedian Henry Cho, a good friend of Joel's. While we wait, from crappy to happy, tip. I played a golf course the other day that will go unnamed that had Bermuda greens. And if you play golf in the state of Texas, you're usually going to play Bermuda greens because it is very difficult to do what they do here at the sports club, and that is grow perfect bent grass greens. So you get bent grass greens and versus Bermuda greens. Bermuda greens vexed me the other day like crazy because if you, no matter what level of golf you play, you stand on a green, you see the light parts and the dark parts of the green. And so the dark part is going to be the into the grain part. You're putting or chipping into the grain. And when it's bright going the other way, that's down grain. And it caused me all kinds of problems. So if people are good enough to consider the grain, tell them as a touring professional for nearly 20 years how you handle grain. I think it's a fun conversation. Fun.
Well,
like kind of tickles me.
I'll tell you that. Well, okay.
Yeah,
so
go.
when you, this is how good we are. Okay, so when you're out in the fairway and you know somebody like Disney or San Antonio's got a lot of these things, and you know that the grain is down grain, and you.
So this is an approach shot.
Sure.
Okay.
And you know that, and if it's down grain front to back, you're going to have to bounce it. Roll.
So your yardage is 140. You're going 133.
Could be. It depends on where the grain is.
Okay.
And then if it's the end of the grain or down grain, it backwards suits. It goes backwards because the ball's going to spin back. So, sometimes you get grains that are just into the grain, down grain, into the grain. You get putts like that. And it's generally, you're going to have maybe only about a foot difference. That's a lot. But
it's a lot for you.
Yeah,
it's not a lot for bad golfers.
No, but I mean, it's a foot. It's a foot as far as touch is concerned.
We can cheat a foot just by without.
I don't know how to answer that. Really, I think that's tough it up. I mean,
tough it up. There it is.
I really don't know how to answer that. I mean, it's down grain into the grain. Well, I mean, it's kind of like, well, I know what you're asking. I know. I'm just.
So you're saying I overthought it.
Pretty much.
Okay,
yeah.
And you're probably right. Because, Steve, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I'd have these putts where I got 10 feet up the hill and I can see all this grain. I'm like, well, that's slow.
Well, I think
but when it crests the hill, it's going down grain and over the hill, and
don't
it's going to roll.
It's technical advice.
Back to the bad golfer thing. We're hitting it wherever we damn well hit it. Then we got to figure it out.
Hit it there.
It's not helping. Go ahead, Steve. You
Well,
go.
the question is, I think for most people out there is when you watch television, you guys hit a ball and you spin it like Phil or whatever. You're like, that's incredible.
Like Joel.
Joel told me one day when I asked him, hey, is it a technique that you got to figure out, on the practice range? And Joel said very adamantly, you plan that before you tee off. Because you already know the green. It's not a technique that an amateur or the guy's going out this weekend, we're going to go play and just do. They've already made that decision from practice rounds or from the fairway and the tee that where that pin is, I can hit it, pass it, and spin it.
Right.
And that's where they made a decision. Where you and I look at it when we get there and go, oh, it's down green, what do I do? And then you have nothing to do with it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm just trying to
Don't
help
you know
the
how
people.
good we think we
This
are?
segment is called From Crappy to Happy. We know that you're happy and a good golfer.
No, I'm not
and-
happy, believe me.
And made big money on the PGA Tour. That's an interesting perspective too. Let's flip it because you didn't give a very good answer on the grain. So let's see how you do on the next one.
Henry's ready. Henry's ready?
Henry's ready. That bails Joel out.
Yeah.
No more From Crappy to Happy because we got something better. We got Henry Cho, wonderful comedian and somehow a friend of Joel Edwards. We'll use that loosely. Henry's in Knoxville, and if you want Nashville. If you want to listen to Henry, I think XM 151 on Laugh USA, right? Facebook is Henry Cho, CHO comedy, right? And let's introduce Henry Cho. Joel, take it away. Henry, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Oh, well, we're trying to get Joel to help people with their golf swing, and so far we're swinging and missing. So we thought we'd turn to comedy and see if you could bail us out.
Well, I think they're both the same. Watching other people swing and comedy all go together.
I agree with that. Joel,
Yes.
tell us how you and Henry met. Why is Henry your friend?
That's a good question. You might ask him that. Where are you, the airport?
Yeah, I'm at the airport. I'm waiting. I'm not going to name the airline I flew in, but
Is it silver?
a long time to get back.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay. No, go ahead, buddy.
Let's see. I landed 35 minutes ago. Still waiting on back.
Well, as long as you're
I'm
honest.
way.
Oh my.
Well, hey,
I'm going to be at the golf course in 40 minutes. So I'll make it.
You should have just crammed everything in the overhead like that lady next to you.
well, he's
You know
got.
what?
Yeah.
In the old days, you could do golf clubs, but not anymore. So.
Yeah.
But I met the video, Joel and I met, I guess, 25 years ago probably,
Yeah.
something like that, at Vince Field's golf tournament, which is the 25th year, and Joel's coming in, and later today, and I just flew crack at dawn to get here to play in it, because he's not supposed to do anything that Vince needs us to do, and it supports junior golf in the state of Tennessee, and but Joel and I, we met through Vince, but he and I developed our own friendship, and we've always stayed in touch. Anytime I'm in Dallas, anytime he's this way, we always hang out. And the cool thing is, Joel, I don't know if you got my text, you and I are playing together tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard that. That's great, buddy. I'm really excited about that. And but it's finally, after 25 years, this is our second time we ever played.
Oh, wow.
Well, Joel said to me, Henry, I said, is Henry a good golfer? He said, pretty good, about a 5 handicap. I'm like, yeah, that makes him about top 4% in the world. Pretty good
4 or
golfer.
5? What are you, 1 or 2?
No, you know what? I'm back up there. My index is like 3.7.
See?
Still really good
I got
golf.
23 hours a day to kill, so with 23 hours a day, so I should be better. But I do have 3 kids. I do have responsibilities. But yeah, I slap it around and get by. Get by with my short game. The older I get, the better my short game gets.
Wow.
So,
That's unusual that the older you get, the better your short game gets.
Well, Henry's unique.
You said Henry has a comedian's golf swing. That's what you said. I'm not sure if I was supposed to repeat that to
Doesn't matter.
Henry, but I just did. So
I
what
have
does that
no-
mean?
I have no problem saying that to Henry. Henry knows exactly what I mean. I don't think he
I know
really
exactly
cares.
what you mean.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't
I
matter.
don't, every time I hit a bad shot, I just go, you know what? Good thing I'm funny.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's true. I mean, he's got 1 million of them. And hey, I was telling him about playing with pros all the time.
Oh man!
And
See,
how you're
that's the
used
whole
to it?
thing. I mean, well, the thing about playing with guys who play for a living like Joel, they have a different game. It's a total different level, and what they talk about on the course is different. Like you'll never hear a pro going, "Hey, keep your eyes on this, and I'm gonna try to blast it through the trees." You pros hitting over water never have to yell skip. Doesn't matter.
That's true.
Yeah,
At what level? I mean, I play with the LPGA ladies, and
Well, yeah.
Well, he might be able to answer the grain question you asked earlier, Brady.
Henry?
Yeah,
Henry may have some good input.
We were talking about Bermuda greens and the grain. Henry, you got any input for too much grain, down grain, into the grain? Because Joel's answer just wasn't worth it down.
Oh yeah, you know, I learned in Hawaii a long time ago. You look at the hole, half the hole's dead, the other half's not. And that's the way the grain goes. Or you can always look at the sun, you know it's growing that way.
Very good.
That's a good tip.
Yep.
That's a good one.
I mean, that's a great thing. In Hawaii one time I had a downhill putt into the green, and I couldn't get it to the hole.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is crazy. It gets into my head. That was my point. Joel basically just told me to get over it, and I was thinking too much, which is hardly ever the case.
Yeah, you probably are, but you know, you're not a short guy. So
No.
that doesn't matter.
What do I care? just hit the putt and get out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
know,
good.
you're probably away most of the time too.
That's a good point too. I gave.
Hey, Henry, buddy, thanks, man. This is getting really good. I was kind of hoping this is where I would take it.
Winnie and I had one of these moments last Thursday late afternoon out there. We both made 6, I think, on the first hole. And after I did it 3 times, I knew I was making 6, and I picked it up. Winnie said, "I made 6 too." I said, "Yeah, the difference is I didn't make everybody watch all 6 of mine."
That's true. That's true.
Right. Hey, it's like always. I don't care if you're bad. Just be bad fast.
That's exactly right. You can be. I like playing with anybody who likes to play golf. Just keep up.
Hey, Henry, this is Winnie. Has Joe given you his famous tip of good luck with that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you know, my beard is, you know, yeah, score. That doesn't matter how you play unless you keep it score.
Yeah. That's one of my
You don't care
favorites.
what your score is, you're playing fine.
That's an original for me, by the way.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That is a Joe Edwards original.
Yeah.
The other Joe original is when he first played his champion, his very first Champions Tour event. He texted me and goes, "Hey Hank, you know you're on the Champions Tour when there are readers in the scores."
That was one of mine. I forgot about
reading
that.
glasses back there.
Yeah, I did say that. I texted him right away. Yeah, because you know I played the nationwide and I couldn't read the scorecard. Or back then it was the nationwide. I was getting ready for the Champions Tour, and then I played a tour event. There's nobody. I get to the Champions Tour. There's readers everywhere. And I'm going, hey, this is my kind of place.
Henry, did you peek at the leaderboard at all here at the AT&T Byron Nelson? Did you see these guys the last couple days? Kokrak shoot 62 on Friday. There were
Yeah, you know.
a bunch of 63s and 4s. Man.
Yeah, I mean, well, I saw where like Sergio shot 64.
Yep.
You know, he shot. He's broken 30 on 9 holes, 6 times, or I don't know how many. I saw the graphic, like 4 times in his career, and 2 have been there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's won here twice. He's defending champ. He's won here twice. I like his chances too. I'd say he's feeling a little frisky coming off a Masters win, huh?
That was 64.
Yeah.
Well, I was. I'm number 12 off the 64.
You shot lower than that.
Yeah, look at
No, we're still
we
here.
got
We're
you.
just listening to the baggage guy say, Joe's luggage went to Toledo.
I think we did lose him. Henry, if you can hear us, thank you very much for calling in. Good luck at the event this weekend.
You know, we'll be playing together.
Yeah, that was Henry Cho. Let's finish up from crappy to happy here on ESPN Radio, 103.3 on your FM dial. AT&T Byron Nelson Championship, the 2017 version going on. You said you like what Sergio's doing. How long after he wins a major and all that he's going through, how much does it affect him in a good way and a bad way? He's got a lot more to do, right? More interviews, more TV, more everything, right? Because you're wearing the green jacket.
Sure.
How reasonable is it to think that he might win today? That he can put that all out of his head?
Because it's not in his head.
Is it not?
No. He's already played 2 or 3
There's some
events.
positive stuff in his head, though,
Yeah,
isn't there?
it's all positive. You know, I mean, I think he's that way anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I've only played with him a few times. I just know he's a very positive person anyway.
Yeah.
You know, look what's happened to him in his career, and he wins, still wins. That's amazing because he's kind of hadn't had the best of luck in these majors. You know, I don't feel sorry for him, but you know, I feel sorry for him if I was that good and hadn't won. But he finally wins, and I think it's going to open the door for Sergio. I really do.
I hope so. I think as a regular fan, Steve, you chime in.
I think it's great.
I've interviewed him 2 or 3 times, and I found him to be extraordinarily likable. and open and willing to talk about anything. But as a fan and a competitor, sometimes I hear him whining a little bit, and it doesn't attract me to tend to want to, because he's been unlucky in some majors, been unlucky, but Greg Norman's one of the greatest players ever. Who was more unlucky in majors than Greg Norman? So I kind of didn't want to listen to it, and I think a lot of people may have been with me in that we weren't necessarily rooting for him on Sunday at Augusta, and then all of a sudden you were. The human side takes over and you say, okay, he's been through a lot, he's put himself through a lot, he's worked his butt off, and okay, it's a good story if he wins this, and he did win, and he won it against a great player under trying circumstances, and so I think Dallas has adopted him too. I mean, he's also won the Colonial, he's won here twice, so getting married to a Texan, so that's a guy who will have, and he mentioned in the press conference the other day, Sergio did, that the response and reactions from the crowd is a little different. That some of the cat calls that he was getting and the people who kind of wrote him constantly aren't as much.
I don't think they were doing that here, though, were they?
No. He actually was referring to the players. That sometimes and he won the players too. But that the players groups, maybe there are certain, and the players better. Maybe that at 17 it gets a little unruly at times. But he said he noticed a difference in how people were treating him.
Well, I think some of it's the endurance, the journey.
Yeah.
He came out so early, so fast, went straight to the top.
Wow, how much do all of us love him when he did scissor kick running up the hill, right?
Then he got cocky a little bit, then he struggled,
Yeah.
and now he's coming back up, and we all love that. We
It's
all love
life.
it when you come back.
The story of Sergio is life. Yeah.
So speaking of Serge, so you said you play with him sometimes, Joe. Any funny stories from Serge? That were in English or Spanish that you understood?
No.
Now, I want to go ahead and pull back the curtain. I looked at Joel and said he has about a minute for this story, and he goes, no. Because Joel is learning radio. He is kicking this in the butt. A minute, he's not going to go over a minute. He's not going to steal our ability to tell you about Lucid Technology one more time and to thank the Byron Nelson.
No.
That was awesome. And you like him. You want to end it?
I love the guy.
You like him and you're rooting for him. This is the AT&T 2017 Byron Nelson at the Sports Club. He's getting better and better at radio. I swear to God, he's kicking this in the butt. This is the Hozel Rocket right here on 103.3 FM.